Welcome back to Season 3 of Expedition Bigfoot. I'm your host Aggie.
We start out this week's episode where we left off. Ronnie and Mireya hear a return howl and Russell believes it came from their camp. Mireya describes it as creepy, slightly human and terrifying. She then believes she is hearing something moving in the distance, but Ronnie doesn't see anything. They believe it's huge and on the other side of the river by their camp. They return to their camp to investigate. While traveling, Mireya hears something big run past her on several occasions. When they arrive at the camp, they notice nothing was in their camp or rifled through their belongings, but Mireya believes it couldn't have been more than 100 feet away. The two discuss the sound they heard and it didn't sound like the call they sent out.
5 miles away, Russell continues to search for what he claimed was a bipedal creature. While sitting alone, he thinks he hears a hyena laugh. He says it's impossible for one to be in the area. He records the howl and wants to send a recording to Bryce. The next day he begins searching the area for evidence of the hyena. He stumbles upon a piece of a log that was impaled upon a stick, which, in return, is impaled into the ground. Then he discovers what he believes are nests. He shows how it was matted down and then lays in one of them in a tree. He says it has been slept in and was made. Then he says at least 5 to 6 nests are located in this location. While searching, he discovers and collects a hair sample. He then calls Mireya and Ronnie to look at the so-called nests. He describes to Mireya the nests in the tree. Then the two keep saying nests in a tree. A drinking game could have been invented by the amount of times they say nests in a tree to each other. Ronnie and Mireya arrive later in the day at the nesting location. Mireya says they were just resting nests from an animal and naturally made, not constructed, with intent. Russell says, "Oh no. Check this one out." He shows them a small nest that looked like they were made, as Ronnie would say, with intent. Mireya says it's too small. Ronnie says it was made by a juvenile Bigfoot, like a Bigfoot workshop where a juvenile is practicing making a nest.
Ronnie calls Bryce and tells him that he got a response from Bigfoot. Russell had already sent his recording to him. Bryce takes out the distortion and background noise from the audio. Russell audio sounds like a chimp, but Russell is adamant it sounded like an angry, hungry hyenas. Bryce says it sounded like the Sierra Sounds, where a man named Ron Moorhead who recorded sounds in the 1970s in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Bryce compares the two sounds. They had the same pitch and that was about it. Bryce says that is what he was talking about. He then listens to the recording by Ronnie and Mireya. He says it was creepy and sounded like a warning or a war cry. After cleaning them up, he sends them back out to the field so they can play them back out to pick up any responses. Ronnie plays it for Mireya and it sounded like a bear growling. They plan to play it that night. Ronnie is confident it's a Bigfoot. Bryce then visits a man named Bob Lackey, an eyewitness, who worked for the U.S. Forestry Service. He says while counting trees he saw a Bigfoot. It had the color of an orangutan. He knew he was looking at a Bigfoot. The shoulders were 4.5 to 5 feet across. He claimed a biologist refused to analyze some potential Bigfoot feces. Bryce says it's because the government is suppressing information and evidence. Lackey says he now believes in Bigfoot.
Finally, that night the crew gets into place to play the sounds. They are strategically located in 3 locations. Ronnie blasts the sounds. Nothing after the first chimp sound. He blasts the chimp sound again. Nothing. So he switches over and blasts the creepy sound. Then branches break after the second sound. And something begins running. Russell sees a thermal image above Ronnie, but Ronnie can't see it. Russell then thinks it's on the hill and it's huge. He blasts the sound again. But it disappears. Mireya hears a sound, goes after it. She smells something and it soon changes. She doesn't think they are alone now. The cameraman then thinks he heard something. Mireya asks him if he saw the shadow. Well, that will do it for this week. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you next week. I'm Aggie Flores, and have a great week.
Thank you for watching. As always, please subscribe to our channel. Please like, comment, subscribe and share. See you next week.